no forgiveness here. If you lose, you're out. You want to make it to Genting, you want to make it to Resorts World over there, play in the tournament, see the fans, of course. So we'll have to see if Polaris can somehow force out that game 3. We do get into the game already here.
Some nice stats from the Zeus. I think 72 wins, 29 losses. That's insane on Whitemon. Meanwhile, Force on the Enigma has 5 wins in a row. Then you find out like his last game with Enigma was like 6 months ago. But still, he's got 5 wins in a row. That's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, you know what? Going back to Force, I don't recall too many Enigma games from him the last time he was on Polaris. So I'm keen to see if they can maximize that here there on the off lane. And you have an early smoke out from both sides. Carl's will fade. So spotted on the low ground. Nice forward ward here from Polaris to cut off any aggression. Should be a smooth time just finding these initial runes. Overall, I mean, you're looking at Whitemon and the Sports Zeus, right? Like we talked about that flexibility come out. Zeus Doom lane seems interesting, and Gabby might be going for a switcheroo. He's already camped down bot, so running the safe lane Doom on the off lane and giving Cuckoo the top lane with the Zeus. Like, it's a lightning teamed lane though. Razor Zeus, right?
I was like, you're gonna go up there. If you're a melee person, you're gonna hate this. But Enigma should fare fairly well in this, you know? You can just deny creeps and go to the jungle. Not too early, of course. Zephyr, Xavius, my bad. He would suffer if he was top. You know, you go up, you get a couple lightning bolts to your butt, 1 for each cheek, and you'd be like, all right, that's enough. You know, I've been electrocuted too many times. And Xavius arrow dodges it. Good for him. And it's going to be just a 2 for 2, nothing crazy here in terms of bounty ruins.
It's an even trade. We'll want to take a look, I suppose, at that bot lane, which is a little bit less interesting without that combination. Gabby on Doom once more, playing around with Raging Potato on Mirana. They are up against AU on the Chen and Natsumi on that Wraith King. So you've got the Chen into the Doom lane here. So you've always got the Devour to deal with a summon creep, at least for the first few levels until the higher level creeps come in. How do you expect this lane to go? Because we're seeing Raging Trade hits. Is there any one that gets a little bit more aggressive in this lane?
Nah, it's just mostly a farm fest. I was gonna say maybe AU can take a creep and they can go aggressive on Gabby, but besides the Devour, you can just arrow the creeps as well. So it's in general, Gabby should be fine. When you Devour, you also have that extra armor, which makes it hard to kill. I can't see either side getting a whole lot of kills in this game, in this lane. Sorry.
Yeah, should end up being passive.
Carl suffering.
Do take a look at that mid, and Carl is copying it from Lelouch. And the Kotl versus Tiny, you just kind of stand back with Illuminate. Is there at any point a moment where Carl can kind of put it back to Lelouch here?
No, yeah, I mean, you're too, at least not reasonably. Like, unless Lelouch misplays, it shouldn't happen. As Keeper of Light, you're faster than some heroes without boots. Without boots, you're faster than some heroes who have boots, like the Crystal Maiden. So you're just very fast. You have very long-range spells. Carl should not be able to sort of get his hands on Lelouch, and he can just go and farm side camps. So it should be fairly easy for Lelouch to do well in this lane.
Yeah, they do at least manage to block off the small camp.
Check out the denies coming up from Force. 8 denies in the first minute and a half. That's insane.
Yeah, it is the Enigma, right? So he's got the Eidolon Samike around, but that is slowing down Cuckoo's lane significantly. Still not lagging too far behind, at least in terms of CS. Still managing to get some farm, but the XP gain for Razor is pretty painful, right? And the Zeus support. Like, these guys need a lot of EXP to work it. For this lane, for Polaris and for Force and Xavius, do you feel like they might have some angles? Because the Zeus, without that heavenly jump, does feel a little bit more susceptible.
If it was another hero besides the Enigma, I'd say yes, but possibly if you can get it Xavius, he's might be in trouble, and nope, just jumps away, should be fine. Yeah, if it was another hero besides the Enigma, I'd say kinda, but the stun from Enigma is not impressive level 1, and the Eidolons don't do that insane amount of damage. Cuckoo can, he's fairly decently tanky. He's already got a Wraith Band because he knows all physical damage, and of course Whitemon can just jump, so I don't see a lot of kills happening early game in this game. Oh, arrow misses on Raging Potato, tries to get the creep, poor guy.
Yeah, just trying to deal with it. Purge creep already up from AU. He's going to be able to get a lot of good damage off just with that. Such an annoying little creep. Just keep chasing. Raging does have the leap away, but would rather not. Tries to snipe the bounty, and AU actually denies it. The arrow does connect, but the damage has been done. Raging's already less than half. Only has the salve to play with. We'll have to use
Top lane?
Top lane, starting to get that jump onto Cuckoo, and they do find that kill. Not much Zeus can really do to save you once the heavenly jump is expended. So they do manage to get aggressive. Like they just manage to get on top, and I guess just enough stuns coming out here from Polaris to get that done.
Yeah, well played by them, and there might be more where that came from. Whitemon, yeah, guess that heavily jumped. Level 1, long cooldown, but not that long.
It's such an annoying spell. I don't understand
lane,
why.
Gabby.
Gabby's starting to drop a bit low. The Purge Creep again from AU doing a ton of work. No Devour to clear it out, and it's just melting away at him. He does have the salve to heal up here, and he does have the Frost Creep with the Ice Armor to help him out, so a little bit of sustain, but Polaris are finding a pretty good start here. They're working in every lane. They're getting some good value from that Shen. Top, they do manage to catch out Xavius, but he does have the rebound away. They don't quite have the best control up here with the zaps and Lightning Bolt mini stuns there, but it's not particularly amazing.
Yeah, he also had the 21 magic wand. Whitemon, oh, okay. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but he dies. Like that's a little unfortunate. He's gonna be leaving Cuckoo all by himself for the next 20 seconds here.
Probably just looking for the reset out of mana, so figures he can't really do much in lane as a support doesn't really want to trade right clicks, give that opening out.
That's true.
So, a bit of a reset. That does allow a little bit of a pull here as well for Polaris, so can be able to control the lane a little bit better. So far, not too much action yet. We see Raging rotate, but AU's there to match movement. Raging suffering on Mirana, still level 2. AU's actually level 3 now from all his presence.
And Gabby is getting close to that level 6. He's already level 5.25, so he should be getting there before Natsumi, which means that with the Doom, he could be able to get a kill before Natsumi gets his reincarnation ready.
Oh, this goes up top onto Cuckoo with a rebound up, and doesn't take too long for him to melt. Output starting to amp up here on the side of Polaris, just playing with a rebound and the Malefice with a dispose, and with enough Eidolons, you still melt down a Razor.
Yeah, that's the Wraithman not giving him enough armor, it seems, in this matchup, and a little unfortunate for Cuckoo. Is that the second death he had? I believe so. Second death, and this is pretty terrible. Like, this is a Razor. He's first in lowest CS. This is a hero that does not farm exceptionally well, and he's behind. This is, it's 1k advantage for Polaris. Doesn't seem like it's kind of a disaster for Cuckoo though.
Yeah, it's a much slower start. Do you think this maybe goes back to that lane swap? Like, they drag the Doom bot, they bring Cuckoo top. Would he have fared any better against, say, the Wraith King? It feels like that might be a better lane in terms of using static link at the least.
I think so too, right? It's like Gabby has sort of more raw HP, and Cuckoo, is he gonna be okay? Disposed again.
Oh boy, just that output. Look at how much damage they do with that sidekick, even at level 1. Enough to melt. Carl does show up, has the Avalanche Toss ready, trying to make a play with Xavius. We'll have Rebound and Dispose ready soon. Avalanche Toss doesn't quite connect in the way you'd want to, and suddenly Carl's the one in trouble. Tree Toss away, damage is not enough, and Carl's actually copying a lot of damage. Jump forward from Xavius, trying to go into Whitemon. Heavenly Jump is still there to save. Carl resets for that regen. Could look for a second shot, but T1 just not finding anything in their favor so far. 3-0 start for Polaris with a 2k lead.
Day and night performance between Carl's coming in the back line. Might be able to get the kill now.
Force with a toss, so tosses creep back, but Xavius is still ready to punish. Leaps forward, has to dispose. Lelouch showing up as well, but isn't even necessary with the Eidolons. And Carl falls for finding Force. That's a huge sacrifice to make just to find that first kill.
Right, and it's not like, Cuckoo kind of needed the space. He already just teleported mid, though. Carl is like, all right, guys, I'm going to get him. Whether I live or die, I'm going to get him. And he did. He got him in the end, so I guess that's good for him. But huge difference between Force and Cuckoo compared to Game 1. Game 1, the Cuckoo with the Visage, insane game, and Force just didn't have anything with Death Prop. This time, the exact opposite. Whitemon, almost disposed. There you go.
Got the range, and it doesn't take too long for him to melt to the damage. Good Avalanche Toss out. Arrow is caught by the Creep Wave, though. So Force going to be able to still run. Tree Toss out from Carl. Do they have enough? One more right click. The salve is there to save, but not enough. Right click out from Raging does find him. And Xavius now going to have to work his way out. Toss is ready from Carl. Xavius is still mighty fast. Toss forward is there. Melee arrow
gets
just
him.
doesn't do much for the fairy fire. Avalanche does clip. Carl will find something for his aggression. That should be his phase boots out.
Much needed. Like, considering how the lane was going, that was a much needed rotation. They got, you know, both of them. And Carl, yeah. Carl, he's actually in the mid lane. Getting a little damage from Lush. But yeah, they needed to do that to make sure that it doesn't go out of control, you know? Kuko's still level 5. About at level 6 and 8.5 mid, so he's recovering a little bit, but still only barely ahead of Raging Potato.
Yeah, it's just still a lot slower for T1 than they'd like. Smoke out though. Still no Blink and Carl. Still a ways away from that one, but smoking out with Whitebond could have enough burst damage to deal with any interlopers. Might want to gun for Lelouch. This Keeper of Light has been left alone for such a long time. Travel's already up. Dragging the creep wave away. Is gonna find that gold. Doesn't feel like they have the catch. Maybe AU, but even then, Whitebond's so under-leveled for the Zeus. They just back off.
Yeah, this is kind of a problem. Is like Carl needs to sort of move around, make space, whereas Lelouch doesn't. He can just push out the creep wave.
Cuckoo's just dead. Xavius just sneaks up in the jungle. Great forward ward. Spots out Cuckoo trying to clear out these camps, and he doesn't have sustain. They find the top as well. Polaris. The push is coming in, the aggression's shaping up.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that Kuko's, you know, I was thinking, oh, he's going top, he's a carry down, but no, wait, Kuko's the offlaner, and that's good, because Kuko is just, he's not having a game at all. And I'm not sure if that's worse if he's a carry or an offlaner, because you kind of need the carry to scale later. That's going to be a problem. You kind of need the offlaner to make space early in the game, and that's also a problem, so just absolutely dumpstered in this game on Kuko.
Yeah, I think they are trying to put all their eggs in Gabby, getting the Midas on the Doom. Still kind of playing with a priority farm of Pause 1, of course. So the build-up's still coming through, but everyone is getting sacked for that progression.
Yeah.
As Polaris just take control of the top jungle, cut off that farming spot. Natsumi's got the Skellies to back that up. And he just takes away those resources. Still clumping around for a flank down south. Raging a bit forward here, but they're not going to make that jump out. Just keep the farm game going. Could be a good collapse onto Cuckoo once more. Already popped the Eye of the Storm to farm. Carl is chasing, but goes under a sentry. Immediate black hole from Force. No follow-up, though, but holds him down long enough for Lelouch to show up. Avalanche toss on save is still alive, and Natsumi comes in to rip them apart. Now, Cuckoo already used the link. He's going to be able to run out, but Carl just gets caught with his pants down.
It's insanely expensive space that they're trying to make for. Oh, Gabby?
Gabby held back. Chain stunts are out. Not that durable on the Doom yet. Did have the Midas flying out, so I guess technically that's Midas on cooldown right there as well. Not the best feeling in the world right now for Gabby.
That's the guy you're kind of putting all your eggs in his basket, and he gets caught. That's very unfortunate for them. And it's looking like Polaris might be taking game 2, just like these initial 11 minutes.
Jump forward, dispose out onto Cuckoo. Arrow does not connect. Cuckoo dropping way too low to that solar bind. They do manage to back off. Moonlight Shadow was out to kind of cut off that aggression, but they are making leeways down south. They find Gabby again. Did manage to use the Midas, but that tier 1 is set to fall. Gabby's not going to be able to do much to really stop that. Thunder God's Wrath just to find Xavius. They find a support kill. It's not the biggest. It's not the one they want.
To be fair, Xavius has been involved in all 7 kills so far. So even though, he's not like worth a lot financially, but he's worth a lot in the fact that he's making so much space. Raging Potato, is he in trouble?
Raging. Jumping around. Does have one more leap. Will just opt to TP away, knowing that there's no way to cancel that right now. Does back off, still creating space. It is still a 3k lead for Polaris here out Wonder, clumping up mid. How does T1 stimmy this push? I mean, they've got the early raid pack and Force. What do you do about this if you're T1? Do you see this plan to stall out for the Doom going well?
It's not going well at all at this point. I mean, you might have to consider something like trying to get an Aether Lens on the Zeus so he can defend. Maybe Carl's going to go for that Blink Dagger on the Tiny. That'll help out once you can get it. But in general, you don't, support Zeus, Mirana, Fortnite. These aren't the best heroes when it comes to defending, like, like their structures. And Kuku's just not, Razor's just not nothing at this point. So tough situation to be in. I do like the smoke though. Maybe they can push bottom, see if someone shows up, get a pick off, get the tower. So at least they're playing aggressive on T1.
Camp there. Missing out, and Polaris going straight for that Roche with all the summons. It doesn't take them too long to clear this out. Natsumi's going to be able to find himself an extra life if they want to. Kuku's getting a bit of a chase on Xavius, but can't even find that kill, and Roshan is still set to fall. And multiple lives on Natsumi. They haven't been able to kill him once yet. I can't imagine him killing him 3 times in a row.
By the way, Force has the Wraith back on the Enigma much earlier than the previous series that we saw. So, and they have a decent totem hitter in the Mirana. You can just leap and take it off, but apart from that, the other hero's not so good at getting rid of that totem.
It's going to cut out the output, especially if someone like Carl, who's playing with that burst in the tiny. Not going to feel great to have a lot of that instant takedown potential already gone. And this is before he has his blink. So even with the blink up, it might not be enough for him to get that burst off. T1 still struggling. They've gotten space out for Gabby, right? BKB's on its way for him, in the process of being built up, just lacking the recipe now. For Polaris' end, Natsumi's going for his blink into Desolator. He's going to be hitting like a truck, and multiple lives on him with Reincarnation. Just doesn't feel like he's going to die at all. And
they got the bad laning stage really cost T1 because they're not they don't have a very good split pushing group, you know. Mirana, kinda, I guess. If you want to go and arrow creeps, that's something, but they're not amazing split pushing. So that laning stage really had to go well for them. Like, it's hard to emphasize just how important that laning stage had to go well for them, and didn't.
Just fell flat. And they did go for that lane switch up, maybe just trying to deal with Chen early on, but doesn't really do much. No. They are getting pushed up.
He's got level 1 arc lightning. He's trying to defend towers. He's like, guys, this thing doesn't do anything. Well, what's wrong with the spell? Yeah. It's not working.
It's just 90 damage. He's just not able to do much. Doesn't even have arcane boots for a little bit more mana here as well, so already out of mana for the Thunder Gods. If you manage to isolate Natsumi, the tossback doesn't even come out. So that's a blink reveal for Carl, achieving nothing. As Polaris are still lined up for this amazing push onto that tier 2. Although, blink forward, Natsumi getting aggressive onto Whitemon, doesn't fully commit. Is the arrow from raging at the back, but it just doesn't do much either. Xavius though, jumping in. Blink still in the base. Doesn't have the gap closing they'd want, but free tier 2 to take for Polaris.
I mean, the good point is Gabby is farmed. However, about 2,000 of his gold isn't real gold, if that makes sense, because Midas doesn't help you in any way when it comes to fighting. So you are looking at a Doom with around 6 points, let's say 7,000 net worth, placing him kind of behind the Enigma. And that's gonna hurt. Well, he does have the BKB though, so he can fight, just not all of his gold is completely useful for fighting.
At the least you have some protection out, although Gabby's still getting caught out. And not gonna be able to pop that BKB, he's just gone. Solar Bind and Spirit Vessel is enough as Natsumi gets force staff forward. Blink on cooldown for a bit longer.
Cuckoo, no!
Cuckoo's going to chase down, trying to juke around. Does get spotted and unceremoniously killed off by Lelouch. Another one bites the dust for T1 as they are keeping a chase up top. Keep Xavius alive. They find Whitemon. Hand of God flying right in the nick of time for AU. And all across the map, T1 are just taking losses here.
Greedy draft being punished here by T1. The stun's not very impressive from the supports. You have an arrow, no setup.
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, this Blink and Carl just hasn't been doing anything either. The BKB was there, and Gabby can't use it in that situation. If you're T1, what's the call? You're 5k behind. It's not the most unplayable, but the map state certainly leaves very little room for T1 to breed here.
Cuckoo he's gonna take some damage. I mean, you gotta wait for the Aegis timeout. That's a minute left. You can't take a fight with the Aegis on. And if you
Blink forward, Natsumi gets a stun onto Cuckoo. Solar Bind again. Cuckoo just melts without BKB. Avalanche toss back. Cuckoo is safe, but Xavius jumps forward, finds that kill. Whitemon trying to stall. They get 1 life on the Raking. That is a reincarnate. And that is a bit of a longer cooldown. Will still be on cooldown once the Aegis fades, so they could try to wait the next 40 seconds. Moonlight out though. Might look for the re-engage. They find AU, but Even the Chen might be a bit too tough for them to handle. And just kind of forced back. Tier 2 still open to be shoved in as Natsumi jumps forward again, finds Raging, dispose out into the Illuminate. Raging does manage to leap away to one time. He's going to be able to get himself out to safety. And it's looking dire for T1. They just get dropped. And the confidence from Natsumi, it's hard to stop this Raid King.
Yeah, I mean, this is, by the way, we haven't exactly seen like a blink throughout all this time. We haven't even talked about the fact that they have blink black hole on Enigma. Like, that's an insane team fight. Gabby, oh, he might be in trouble here. Gabby, no, not like this.
Already popped the BKB earlier on. It's false, and the arrow out from Raging might at least find Xavius with a toss back on Carl.
That's something.
It's something that they sacrifice White Ones well up top. So you sacrifice 2 for that 1 kill in Xavius. It's some much needed gold for T1. But the eggs in the basket of Gabby, it feels like they're all rotten now. It's really not achieving what they want to yet. I don't think we've even seen a Doom outside of that one laning phase Doom that didn't even land him a kill.
Yeah, I remember. I was going to ask you. I was like, did we actually see a Doom? Because I can't remember him using one. I just, every time I look at him, it's available. But that's the problem. Who do you Doom? Natsumi, no. You can't Doom him. It's pointless. He's got Reincarnation. You can't Doom the Chen. Sorry, not the Chen. Sorry, the Keeper of Light. Say your prayers, for sure.
Now it's issues for Lelouch. That massive creep wave up top. Carl is going to be clearing it out. So, should stall that push just a little bit. Going ready is given. But, I mean, that's just AU. Natsumi with his summon is getting a good clear. Getting that shove in on that tier 3 up top.
What a clean game, by the way, by Polaris. Like, they just played everything perfectly. Alright, Zeus does have the Aghanim Shard that does give you a ton of damage. Like, it's percentage, so it doesn't matter how far behind you are. He's going to be doing a significant amount of damage. This is a smoke. Realistically, T1, you only have a couple of chances to catch people and turn this game around. There's not much game left to play if you're losing at this rate.
Yeah, they got the good scan checking that top jungle, but they don't manage to work their way up there. And then all that downtime, just this continuous pressure from
tower.
AU. Tower is just completely gone. Recall the creeps out of there. And it's just going to be fine. This canceled off. He will be able to farm a little bit with Whitemon. But nothing of value is lost. Dispose out from Xavius, catches out Cuckoo again. He has the BKB to get it off. Can he turn it on? Does manage to flick it on. Trying to run, but the damage is done. Black hole coming out as well from Force in the middle of that, just to ensure the kills are found.
And right next to the ward.
Yeah, that Wraith Pack ward just mitigating so much of the output of T1, again ruining Carl's burst potential as they've got the opening for the racks. Fortify is out to stall, no buyback on Cuckoo, but fairly short respawns. They still have that Doom available, but they can't catch Lelouch, and that's the big one they want. Carl does blink in, does manage to get a good avalanche shots out, but the heals are there. They manage to stall out. Midnight Pulse on top of Carl, he's melting to the output. Natsumi rips through. Gabby can't do much, even with the BKB. Forced to run away, gets whipped by Natsumi.
Might be over.
Stunned up. They do find Xavius on the side, but Raging gets clipped away, and Natsumi with one big crit to seal the deal. Forcing the buyback out. Cuckoo is back up and running. BKB of his is still on cooldown. They just re-engage in Polaris. Rip right through. He's gone again for 40 seconds. As T1 just, they don't have angles. Look at Natsumi just blinking all over the place, finding these kills one by one. And T1 are forced to call the GG. Polaris rising up from the ashes here for game number 2 of them.
Like a phoenix, they did it. And I mean, the way they kept the aggression in the top lane, all of it, a lot of credit goes to Xavius being able to catch Cuckoo multiple times. I think they killed him like, what, 3 or 4 times during the laning phase alone? And that shut him down, because that's your... I was wondering, like, is it worse if he's an off lane who's shut down?